all our guests to please ensure you're on speaker view. Our program will begin in 5 minutes. Thank you. And by the way, you'll see a QR code on the side of your screen with an unbeatable offer just for you. 30 days of Inquirer free, during which you can access our balanced news and fearless views. We hope you'll not only try it out, but stay on and become a lasting part of the Inquirer family as a subscriber. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished and honored guests, as we embark on today's proceedings, may we ask everyone to place their hands on their hearts and give your full and respectful attention as we begin with the Philippine National Anthem, to be immediately followed by an invocation.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, telas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo'y bangaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihinig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di maghihinig. Luman ang araw ng walhagin pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
As we gather here in the harbor of your safety, we thank you for fellowship and family. We ask that you will strengthen us, restore us, and inspire us with your love. Lord, would you fill us with your peace so that as we journey onwards, we would pour out your love and grace to others. We ask that our souls would catch the wind of your Spirit so that we would take your promises to all the earth. Amen.
Good afternoon, everyone. A newspaper of record, which is what the Philippine Daily Inquirer has been the foremost example of since 1986, is said to encompass history in a hurry. Yet for jurists who must, like all statesmen and women, think not in terms of the next election, but the next generation, how do you reconcile the volatile present with the institutional perspective required of those whose pens are indeed mightier than the sword? For 60 years now, former Chief Justice Panganiban has proven it can be done to the benefit of not just those who love the law, but all who love a responsible, responsive approach to the issues of the day and the legal and other controversies of our times. We are honored by the presence of the Honorable Chief Justice of the Philippines, Chief Justice Alexander G. Hesmundo, who joins our author, former Chief Justice Artemio Panganiban, as we launch his third collection of Philippine Daily Inquirer columns. To tell us more about With Due Respect 3, kindly welcome Mr. Javier Vicente Rufino, who is a member of our board.
Thank you, Manolo. Showcasing the work of Inquirer's opinion columnists has always been one of the priorities of Inquirer books. Opinion columnists provide the analysis and commentary that complement the news found in the other sections of the newspaper. Drawn from a range of professions and perspectives, Inquirer columnists provide the expert insight that gives added illumination to the issues of the day. Inquirer Books gathers these columns together in a convenient setting where they can be appreciated in their entirety as chapters of a longer work that has been previously delivered in weekly installments. With Due Respect 3 is a worthy addition to this roster. As with the previous best-selling books in the series, the columns of retired Chief Justice Art Panganiban give the Inquirer lay reader an understanding of how laws form a trellis that anchors the vines of a community and helps bind them together. The specific topics may refer to particular times and places, but the themes are universal, and given how often history is but a variation of universal themes played on different instruments, almost always applicable.
Thank you, JV. Our guest of honor is the 27th Chief Justice and has headed the Supreme Court since April 5, 2021. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for all of us to hear him address us tonight. Mr. Chief Justice, you have the floor.
Our birthday celebrant, retired Chief Justice Artemio V. Panganiban, Inquirer Group of Companies President and Group Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Sandy Prieto Romualdez, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. When I was interviewed by the Judicial and Bar Council for the position of Chief Justice, I remember being asked whether I was in favor of extending the term of justices of the Supreme Court, obviously beyond 70. Perhaps something similar to that in the United States, where justices serve for life, restricted only by good behavior. I remember immediately answering that even if one can have a long productive life, extending the justice's term beyond 70 would be counterproductive in the long run, considering the physical limitations, since at a certain point in life, the productivity of a person wanes or goes down. I may have spoken too soon. Had I paused and mentally examined the list of former members of the court, I would have realized that there is quite a number whom age has not bogged down at all, and who, even during their retirement, have continued to be as sharp and as prolific as when they were holding office in the Supreme Court. From among this list, one easily stands out, and it is this one who today we celebrate not just his 85th birthday, but also the launching of his book, With Due Respect 3. The third compilation of selected articles he wrote for the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Indeed, retired Chief Justice Artemio Panganiban is proving to be the best argument to a lifetime tenure for justices of the High Court. At 2 decades my senior, he has remained as incisive and lucid as when he was writing his ponentias for the court. But the secret to his longevity and endurance, one can easily glean from his life. Chief Justice Art is a self-made man. We know of his humble origins, that he is a product of Philippine public school system in his primary and secondary education. He then studied at the Far Eastern University for his Associate in Arts and Bachelor of Laws degrees. His academic history, culminating in the 1960 bar examination, where he placed sixth, is nothing less than sterling. Chief Justice Art was mentored in legal practice by one of the greatest legal minds of our country, Senator Jovito Salonga. But his career has been multidimensional, and it is not confined to the field of law. He was appointed to various important positions in non-legal organizations, including the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Paris Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, the World Tourism Organization, the Management Association of the Philippines, and the Rotary Club of Manila. He was also an honorary consul to the Republic of Honduras and is the only Filipino appointee of now St. John Paul II to the Pontifical Council for the Laity. And for his crowning achievement, the annals of the judiciary bear witness to the 10 years that Chief Justice Art served as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court before he was appointed as its Chief Justice on December 20, 2005, until his retirement the following year. While with the court, Chief Justice Art has been recorded to have authored more than 1,000 ponencias, not counting resolutions. For me, the one accomplishment of Chief Justice Art I envy the most is his incomparable ability to remain relevant. Irrelevance, inconsequence, insignificance, these, I have been told, are the dreaded curse accompanying retirement. From the highest position in one of only 3 branches of government, from being number 5 in terms of protocol plate number, hitting 70 ushers in a veritable downgrading to what has been described as a shockingly quiet, unremarked, and even obscure existence. But not for Chief Justice Art. Here he is at 85, 15 years after his retirement from the court, looking younger than ever, still spry and vigorous, and most importantly, very, very relevant. Chief Justice Art has mastered the art of relevance, and I suggest you use this as the title of your next book, Chief Justice Art. Through his passionate involvement in diverse fields of interest. Tonight, we celebrate, in particular, what for me is his most influential and potent tool for remaining relevant, his writing, his Inquirer op-ed column, with due respect to be specific. Through his column, sagely titled With Due Respect, Chief Justice Art undeniably continues to be a resonant voice, not just heard but read and listened to by many, from people with no legal background to lawyers and law students, justices and judges alike, and even those of us currently sitting in the highest court. His columns discuss the burning issues of the day with more freedom than he had when he was sitting in the court, bound by its rules and prescriptions. Not in a few instances, Chief Justice Art has articulated sentiments and views which incumbent members of the court could only wish to say themselves. His analysis of jurisprudence are incisive and can cut to the quick, but are always insightful. He likewise continues to write about his passion for reform, which he promoted assiduously as a Chief Justice. In his column, he has featured reformists in the ranks of the judiciary and the innovations and best practices these rising stars have contributed for the betterment of our service, whether on alternative dispute resolution mechanisms, court management techniques, and judicial education breakthroughs. In all this, He always exhibits the utmost respect for the court and its rules, even as he staunchly advocates what he believes is right and just in the circumstances, at times even mischievously, if I dare say. Chief Justice Art has thus successfully continued to have his say, so to speak, on the weighty matters involving the courts and the legal system, even well into his second decade after retirement. What a truly exceptional feat. There is no doubt that Chief Justice Art has shown us a different perspective and given us a clearer analysis of current events and issues. Through his articles, he has enlightened the minds of Filipinos, creating an impact on the lives of many. As I launch my own campaign for reforms in the judiciary during my tenure, I hope that Chief Justice Art's-like advocacy will prod him to provide a platform for the transformative plans and programs we will implement to effect much-needed changes in our systems, both adjudicative and administrative. The power of his relevance will surely be a potent aid in the coming days as the court champions three target outcomes: efficiency, innovation, and access, founded on the guiding principle that the delivery of justice must be timely and fair, transparent and accountable, equal and inclusive, and propelled by adaptive management. The next 5 years will foreseeably be very challenging and arduous, but we are hopeful that by the end of that term, the Filipino people will finally be served justice real time, when they need it, when the circumstances demand it. In his October 31, 2021 column, Chief Justice Art wrote, "Modesty aside, I was happy at my tenure in the court, and yet a yearning throbbed deep in my heart that I have not done enough. It is a surprise that the Chief Justice, who wrote 1,000 decisions and several books, is talking about not having done enough when he was in the High Court. In hindsight, perhaps this is where my answer to the JBC question would find some relevance. Whether we think we have done so much or so little during our tenure in the court, the work is never finished. Whether we work until 70, 80, or until our Creator calls us, we would still regret not having done more. I believe, however, that by hanging our robes at 70, we assure the continuity, maybe not, although hopefully, of our plans and programs, but of the institution itself. That through a continuous stream of justices brought about by steady retirement, the institution is revitalized, and with the infusion of new blood of equally dependable and competent magistrates, the institution will survive through technological advancements, unprecedented pandemic, and what have you. The life of Chief Justice Art equally argues for a fixed tenure for the justices of the High Court. For more than anything else, he has proven that one can be more prolific and more productive even outside the court, and one needs only the drive to continue to be able to serve our people even in a private capacity. In parting, as everyone toasts and cheers Chief Justice Art for another year of accomplishments, including the third book, his collated op-ed columns, with due respect, allow me to thank him again on behalf of our institution for the service he rendered to the Philippine judiciary, for paving the road that the 6 Chief Justices after him have taken, and which I myself am presently treading, and for opening the gate of our minds to a relevant life after retirement, which all members of the Supreme Court will be facing at a certain point in time. Chief Justice Art, we shall look forward to the 4th installment with due respect, or the maiden issue of The Art of Relevance, and to more opinions from you, our unofficial resident amicus curiae. Cheers!
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice. It is fitting for the current Chief Justice's remarks to be followed by a response from the man of the hour, the 21st Chief Justice, our very own columnist, former Chief Justice Artemio Panganiban. Sir, you have the floor.
Chief Justice Alexander G. Hesmundo, and my other esteemed colleagues in the Supreme Court and in the judiciary, both incumbent and retired, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am overwhelmed with honor and joy that my dear friend Marixie R. Prieto and her Gangho daughter, Sandy Prieto Romualdez, President and CEO of the Inquirer Group of Companies, have once again published a compilation of my columns during the last 5 years into a book and titled it, With Due Respect 3. Indeed, though I feel unworthy of their kindness, they perpetualize my humble work into books every 5 years. The first in 2011, the second in 2016, and the third today, December 7, 2021, which happens to be exactly my 85th birthday. The difference is that this year's book is divided into 2 volumes. To be completely honest, I did not consider myself capable of writing a column. The plain truth is that I have never written one in my life until after I retired from the judiciary. Though I have had a historical romance with newspapers, having peddled them for many years in the streets of Sampaloc, Manila, to help my impoverished family meet our daily sustenance when I was an elementary and high school student, I have never dreamt of writing a column. Having been a lawyer of Teodoro Valencia, a famous columnist of our country, a few decades ago, I knew the rigors, risks, and responsibilities of column writing, which are different from authoring legal articles for law journals and writing decisions and resolutions in the Supreme Court. For these reasons, I was very hesitant to accept the kind offer of Marixie to write 3 times a week for the Inquirer. I sincerely thought I was not worthy to be counted among the Inquirer's opinion writers, who are known to be the best in our country. I became more hesitant after my now deceased guru, Dr. Jovito Salonga, told me he didn't know of any retired justice who has written a column. He said, and I quote him, "Chief Justices create history. They do not write it." But Marixie could not be dissuaded. She said, "Dr. Salonga may be correct, but I do not know of any retired Chief Justice who has been offered to write a column." Indeed, Marixie convinced me, and we compromised that I would write only once a week instead of thrice as he wanted. Consequently, I can truly say that I owe Marixie my opinion writing career. Really, I have written continuously for 15 years from February 2007 up to now, a period longer than my over 11 years in the Supreme Court. During those 15 years, I wrote every Sunday without fail, despite occasional illnesses, travel abroad of about 5 times a year, and pressing work as an officer, corporate director, or advisor in over 15 companies and foundations. I owe her whatever awards or accolades I have received because of my humble work. I owe her the acclaim that the first book, With Due Respect 1, received as the third placer in the Amazon bestseller list for the courts category, topped only by first placer Jeffrey Toobin of CNN and second placer Antonin Scalia, the revered and now deceased Senior Justice of the United States Supreme Court. May I also say that, as I wrote in my column on November 7, 2021, titled Ticini to Pay Damages in BNPP Suit, I have undergone the agony and travails of being sued for libel and the time-consuming harassment that an innocent person has to endure to have a baseless charge dismissed. My consolation is that I was absolutely cleared by the Department of Justice and by the Court of Appeals that stopped the Regional Court of Makati from hearing the charge for being completely inane and baseless. May I also express my sincere thanks to our incumbent Chief Justice Alexander G. Mundo for formally launching With Due Respect 3 and for his very kind words for this ancient jurist. At age 65, he could be my son and I could be his father. Like me, he did not seek his position as the highest magistrate of our country. He was named to the position by President Rodrigo Duterte without his asking for it. Uncomfortable with public attention, he maintains a very low profile, making appearances only once in a while. This quality makes this launch of With Due Respect 3 even more ennobling and memorable. I know that he commands the esteem and highest regard of his colleagues who, like me, expect him to lead the court with passion and dedication. I personally know, too, that he has an abundance of the four attributes that our Constitution requires of jurists, namely proven competence, integrity, probity, and independence. In addition, he is also a glutton for work and is determined to solve the perennial backlog of cases that has bedeviled the court and the judiciary for many, many years. And being familiar with new technologies, he is ready and eager to automate the judiciary. Permit me also to thank J.V. Rufino, the young and energetic boss of the Inquirer Books, for giving special attention to the printing and publication of WDR3, as well as compañero Sen James Borja, who patiently arranged the columns topically instead of chronologically to give readers a better flavor of the various subjects taken up by my columns. Sean was the valedictorian of his law class at Ateneo de Manila in 2018 and copped first place in the bar exam of the same year, aside from being a much-awarded mooter during local and international moot court competitions. We at the Foundation for Liberty and Prosperity are very proud of him for leading our first batch of scholars who took the bar exam. Let us watch him grow and go as he matures in the practice of law. Finally, may I thank the Inquirer editors, especially George Aruta and Rosario Garceliano, who have both retired now, and of course, Gilbert Cadiz, the incumbent opinion editor, for their patience and prudence in correcting my occasional grammatical errors and failures to observe the Inquirer style book. May they never tire of teaching these aging jurists the rudiments of the English language and of column writing. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, sir. This volume is a labor of love of Inquirer Publishing and a continuing testament to the vitality and commitment of the Philippine Daily Inquirer to a country that enjoys the blessings of a free press and a free-flowing exchange of ideas between all members of society. We take pride in welcoming to the stage at this point Mrs. Sandy Prieto Romualdez, our group CEO, for her closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. As this special event comes to a close, allow me again to give our deepest thanks to Chief Justice Alexander Gesmundo for showing us why only very, very few are chosen to be named Chief Justice. We wish you the very best in all your goals. Thank you to all of you for joining us and taking the time in this very, very challenging time in our lives to honor someone that has been very dear to our hearts, very dear to the Inquirer. CJ Art, you never cease to amaze us. From being a newsboy to today in all that you have accomplished, and you are not stopping just yet. Allow me to thank the team, JV Rufino, our printing team, Henry and Cora, the launch team, Mona, Bianca, Everin, Connie. I'd like to quote CJ in his book With Due Respect as to why he's hasn't ceased to share his words and his time. And I quote, "In sum, my columns present relevant facts, conflicting claims, laws, and jurisprudence that I hope will inspire readers to think critically and form their conclusions. The freedom to think and to believe is boundless, while the freedom to act is limited by the Constitution and the laws." I'm very, very proud that we've taken the time to choose. That CJ has taken the time to choose these columns. We could not have been able to come out with this book at a better time where people are looking for guidance. I like what CJ Gesmundo said, that CJ Art is relevant. So let's take to heart the inspiration that he instills in our heart through these books, through his writings every Sunday. Mabuhay ka, CJ Art, and happy birthday in advance. We are so proud and so honored that you have chosen to heed to our chairman's request for you to come out in a column piece, because many have been inspired, many have been able to go with our mission of trying to be a catalyst for social progress and change. And with that, I hope all of you take to heart the inspiration that we receive from CJ Art, and have a Merry, Merry Christmas to everybody. Mabuhay ka, Art. Mabuhay ang Philippine Daily Inquirer at mabuhay ang Filipino.
Thank you, Sandy. Now, the new normal may present many challenges to us, but it should always include taking the time to not only rest body and soul, but enrich the mind. This third volume of the collected columns of Chief Justice Panganiban is your companion to a living understanding of the law. Now, this book is now available in shop.inquirer.com.ph, in Shopee, and Lazada for only 600 pesos. Now, your attendance today has made this event a memorable one. And before we part ways, here's a reminder. Don't forget the QR code on the side. It has an unbeatable offer just for you. 30 days of Inquirer free, during which you can access our balanced news and fearless views. We hope you'll not only try it out, but stay on and become a lasting part of the Inquirer family as a subscriber. And lastly, I invite retired Chief Justice Artemio Panganiban, Chief Justice Alexander Gesmundo, Mrs. Sandy Prieto Romualdez, and Mr. J.V. Rufino to please turn on your cameras again for our group photo. Okay, and now we'd like to request everyone to turn on your cameras so that we can take a photo of this memorable occasion with everyone who made it today. Put on your biggest smile. Okay, and so at this point, we'd like to say to the Honorable Chief Justice, our own former Chief Justice Panganiban, to all our other honored guests, and to you, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who made it tonight, and everyone here with us today, thank you very much. And we hope and we wish you all a great day ahead. Good night.